All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about what Floyd Mayweather Jr. had to say about Gervonta Tank Davis and the lightweight division. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the lightweight division talking about three of the best fighters in all of boxing: Gervonta Tank Davis out of Baltimore, Shakur Stevenson out of New Jersey, and Devin Haney out of Las Vegas by way of Oakland, California. And what Floyd Mayweather Jr. had to say, which is obviously very entertaining because it is going to tick a lot of people off. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber or a recent subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Make sure you hit that like button and share the video if you like it. Also, if you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. All right, so let's get into this. We have two top guys in the lightweight division and one top guy in the 130-pound division that we're going to talk about in this video. Gervonta Tank Davis, who is the WBA regular champion. Devin Haney, who is the undisputed champion at lightweight, holding all of the major championship belts, the WBA, the IBF, the WBC, and the WBO. And Shakur Stevenson, who is a unified champion at 130, who just yesterday let it be known, or at least the video for it came out the other day, that he will be very shortly moving up to 135 pounds to fight the big name fights at 135 pounds. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr. gave his perspective on this, on the fights. And for people that are looking for these guys to fight Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather Jr., I'm telling you, man, this guy, you may not like what he has to say, but the dude is not telling stories. He basically says, look, Gervonta Davis don't need those guys, and he doesn't need those belts. And so those guys over there might as well just go ahead and fight each other. And then after they fight each other, we'll see what happens with Gervonta Davis, right? But he says that on top, he said, but however, what I would advise him, Gervonta, is that if you do fight for those guys, for those belts, and you get 4 belts around your waist, hand 3 of them back right away. Because why would you pay 3% sanction fees for 4 belts and when the belts don't really bring you anything, right? Now, for most people in most scenarios, this would not be the case. However, with Gervonta Davis, it really is the case. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. laid it out. And this is something that is just really, it's true. And I've said this before. Gervonta Davis at the lightweight division really does break the mold of what fighters are fighting for. Most fighters come into boxing and of course they want to be champions, and because they want to be recognized as the best fighter out there. Without a doubt, I do believe that is a motivation for a lot of people, but in life, you have more than one motivation, right? People become doctors because, yes, they want to help people, but also they know they make a lot of money. And if they could not make a lot of money doing that, there'd be a whole lot of doctors that would be off being lawyers because they can't make a lot of money doing that. If there's a lot of people who would love to teach children, love to teach and share information, but because it doesn't pay a lot of money, a lot of those people go off and do something else that they believe is going to compensate them for their time more adequately, right? Now, in the case of professional boxers, they are looking, especially as you call it prize fighting, they are looking for the prizes. So what Floyd Mayweather Jr. says about Gervonta, it says as long as he's with Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather Jr., Gervonta Davis doesn't have anything to worry about because Gervonta Davis is going to make a lot of money for his fights. And that is what Gervonta Davis has been doing. Gervonta Davis has been selling out stadiums in Atlanta, in New York, in California, in Texas, in Maryland, right? All these different places where he can sell out and fill arenas, right? And trust me, I was just at a boxing match in San Antonio, Texas, and saw a world championship fight for the WBC featherweight title between Ray Vargas and Mark Magsayo. That place was half full. The half of the arena was completely blacked out, and the other half was made available for tickets. Now, I'm sure that they got a nice bargain for the stadium, so probably did make good money in that particular instance. But that was a championship fight, and it did not what you say translate into big sales in that particular venue. Where if Gervonta Davis was fighting in San Antonio, the entire place would have been full, right? So the question is, this is like what comes first, a chicken or the egg? Is it the money or is it the fame? Is it the money or is it the titles? Because in actuality, the titles really cost you money, right? Because there's a fee associated with those. So if you get a championship, then that helps you get your name out there. More people will be interested in you. More people will support you. So that's what the function of the belts are in a monetary sense for fighters. But what happens when you are bigger than those belts? They're not as important, right? However, as far as the actual fight taking place with Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson, what Floyd Mayweather Jr. is saying, also what he's saying, is probably a very practical thing because that's what's going to happen. Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and those guys are all over there at Top Rank, similar to the situation that took place with Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, where now we're at the precipice of a very, very big fight because the guy that had all of the belts over on their side, right, got through everybody over at the PBC, and now the fight that's left is the one that is a crossover fight with a guy that used to be at Top Rank, right? So in this particular instance, I think that's what's going to have to happen too in order for there to be a very, very big fight at lightweight. Devin Haney is either going to have to stay in the division, and if he stays in the division, which I doubt, he's going to have to go through the guys that are over there at Top Rank, right? The Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, probably Nakathila, and get through those guys. And when he cleans out all of the fights that can be made over there, and there's really not, then boom, you probably could make a Gervonta Davis fight because once he gets through all of those guys, hey man, and nobody in the world going to be doubting that this guy's one of the best fighters in the world, and his fame and the money that the attraction that he is will probably be big enough to push that fight with Gervonta Davis, right? So although I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, Floyd is hiding Gervonta and all of this, that, and the other, right? I don't know if that's the case or not, because practically speaking, Devin Haney and those guys, he's already locked in contract. So for right now, this is just a conversational thing. But anyway, I certainly hope that we get to find out what the scenario is going to be and these guys get to fight. But, look, what Floyd said was, it's kind of a situation where you may not like what he's saying, but hey, man, it's just a bitter pill to swallow because what he's saying is pretty much the truth. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.